All right, everyone. Meeting recording is now started. Uh, Before we do anything too deep on my end, explaining what all transpired in the project after last meeting, um, does anyone have any updates so far
I
over
could give
the?
mine kind of quick because I worked on it for a few hours. I had kind of one more week of the event, but I worked on just I mean, yeah, I can probably open it up, I guess.
All right,
I'm gonna
no
open it up.
worries.
I moved the item like for the first Jurassic level. I kind of wanted the player to work a little bit. Like on the way out, there's two different exits going to level two, and at the very end of the exit, I kind of wanted another path going up top on top of the cavern. And that leads to the item shop, and I want to know what you guys think when I show you. Share my screen. Screen one, go live. Can everyone
Oh,
see this?
Ooh, looks like you've added quite a bit.
mm,
Well, the
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, just that top part. I mean, it was on the bottom, and then there's like problems, and I figured out why there was problems. It took me like an hour to figure out the problem, and then I figured out putting it on top was better, and then well, here I'll just play it. To a little recap. Um, Level one Jurassic World. There's no lava red. There's no vines. There's no all that kind of cool stuff yet. But this is like a blockout, level designer blockout, and I did add little spikes. Kind of based on the wizard hat, to be honest. I was lazy, but so up here there's an item, and I put little light spots of where I think items should go, little treasure chests or whatever we're
hmm.
gonna have it, and so to the right here, there's gonna be one, and can you go jump over? I know you can jump over. And then something here, I don't know. We'll figure out what kind of item that is. Another one over here. Whoops.
oh,
Well, you know what? Just trust me. It's up to the top left. Anyway, we go this way.
At least the camera seems to transition quite smoothly, even if like the player falls in like a different area where the camera
Yep.
is set. So yeah, it is it's quite smooth. So
And that was actually part of the problem with it. I was actually found the problem level two, and then it was like a line that you can't go below. So I'm just doing things above it, and programmers, you can. I'm too stupid to figure out what the problem is. So maybe we'll work on it together. But there's a little item here, but you can only get it if you drop right below, like right there. Um, up. Okay. Well. Anyway, that was awkward. Yeah, player can't get hurt yet. Uh, I like this section because I imagine like bats. I imagine Super Metroid in that long room with enemies. But anyway, bats and there's a item to the left over here. Got double jump far to get it.
Meeting.
That
Oh,
so
that's cool. So you guys are looking at like function stuff.
yeah,
Is this actually for the game or?
yeah.
so
Cool.
before I showed you guys
Cool.
down there and there was
Oh, I'm
nothing,
not
or no,
supposed to
sorry,
see.
down there and then you go to the left. There's the item shop. I'm figuring a better way is to go
Cool.
well, I guess down there or above here, and this is on your way out to level two. I still got to add some things here, and maybe there's gonna be some enemies. But at the very end, like this is going into level
You
two.
can let her
But if you
know
just
if she gets.
if you look up here, it kind of says like what is up there. I'm sure there's gonna be people curious, um, or at least we'll make them curious by putting something up here. But
Like a formation of
so
rock acts like kind of like steps in a way.
yeah, it's gonna be like rubble and stuff. That's how I'm. So I think I know how I did. I probably gotta test or work on it. But here I'm gonna let's see, go like this here. Yeah, I gotta work on it better. It's not quite where we want it to be. And now I'm stuck, aren't I?
Oh, you see crouches? That's cool.
Yeah, how did I crouch? Oh, there we go. Well,
just-
you know what? When you get up there, you eventually get up there. I got it one time, and I'm thinking the item shop can be like up there, but obviously make it a little easier for them and make it like so they're curious to go up there. And then it actually wraps around, and you can go back to where you started. Let's see here. F. Whoa. Yep. I don't have my mouse plugged in 'cause I'm playing it. Yeah. So it actually wraps around. You can drop back down. Cause um a valve. There's a valve. You drop down. You can't get back up. So in order to get back to that room, you'd have to go this way down, back down. And then level 2. Uh. Yeah. My mouse is plugged in my other computers right now, but there's nothing really to this. Yeah, I wanted to make an underground area, moving platforms, more enemies, bigger enemies. The farther you go down, and that's about all I have for level 1 and 2 so far. After this after event stuff, I'll have more time again next week because I didn't know we were gonna hit the milestone. I'm glad we did to save the animals and stuff. But yeah, now I have another week of hosting. But anyway, that's all I have so far.
Nice.
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 Just block out. Whoops, he's seeing John Wolf on the other end, watching. So we could talk about whatever. I don't know how you guys feel about the item shop going up there. I like the idea of the player being curious and going up there. I don't know if we should have the like I don't know was like Zeke. I know you're the game lead and you're the one that kind of created or the we both worked on the systems together for the item shop. I don't know how you feel about it. Or everyone else can have it. Everyone else is free to speak to. I'll just kind of point out. That's all.
I didn't work on the systems for the item shop. I only like fixed
We
the
talked about it
internet.
though. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all good.
That's-
Though. I mean, how do you guys feel about it?
So far, I feel like it's going good, and I'd say your placement for like it. If you feel like it should be in level 2, then I say that's a good idea. Because right now we're still at least the item shop should be there should be one item shop in each world.
Yeah, and we're kind of thinking it could go between like the mid to late level 1 to maybe even beginning level 3, depending on where we want to put it. So yeah, that sounds good.
Right.
Sounds perfect.
So
Oh,
valve,
go
when
ahead.
When the player goes back on top and then can go find that hidden item shop on top,
Mhm.
is there any benefit for the player to run through the level again?
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because we want the player to replay the game anyway in different orders and stuff. So we're gonna. I'm good level design question. I like that. You know what? I'm gonna work on that a little more for this next week for level 1. I want like maybe you can buy something at the item shop that we already made that maybe would help if you go back and maybe break a wall and get another item or something.
Okay.
we was
I like that.
you were saying, Joe?
Yeah, I was gonna say, we can have either the enemies respawn in a different order. We can have an option to skip the level since they already played through it, or we can make the items spawn in a different order so that if they went to a place before, then the items can appear there, and if they go back through, it won't be there, but in a different area.
You could even scale the items, like, is there going to be a level system, like a player level system?
Oh no, but there is an item shop level system here. You know what? Maybe this is a good time to recap and bring up, even for myself, to bring up. No, I mean, yeah, no, there's no RPG like item. Is that what you're talking about? RPG level system kind of thing?
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
And the idea
yeah.
won't work. Okay.
Yeah, I'm being stupid right now, but let's see here. Item shop, item. Okay, so we're looking at the item shop, item system. And do you guys want me to stream this, or I'm just put it in there? I'll put it in chat.
I say you could stream it too.
All right, sure. Zeke, you win. Boop, boop, boop.
Everybody's
So, recap of yeah. So there is a level system with items, and I'm glad you brought that up because it's a great time to go here to even remind myself what we did. So we were categorizing the items with recovery and upgrade for. Okay, never. You know what? You know what? My bad. There is a sort of level up system, but it's not numeric. It's just upgrading
Like, I remember, like, it wasn't like based off of experience points that
No.
would upgrade code. It was more as though like there were certain items that would give him stronger aptitudes. And
And the tempo coins is what we do gather, and you can spend those tempo coins at the level like let's say you go to Jurassic and we base it off if you beat the first 3 worlds, then you open up level 2 item shop, or it's something like that where if you beat 2 worlds, the next level item shop opens up for you. So no matter what order you go to the worlds, you can play differently the next time you play the game. Similar to that's kind of the Mega Man-ish kind of inspiration that's into the creative way we're doing. Level 1 item shop is the first one. So if you go to Jurassic World first, you're gonna see only those 7 that you can spend money on. And now extras are just obvious, just for the player to have fun with like main menu stuff or whatever menu stuff. But yeah, recovery because like yeah, okay. So since you're the only character, there's a revive flower, which is only obviously only since you're the only player, it only works if you once you die, you just automatically revive. A health potion. So Zeke, I'm picking on you for a sec because how did we have the health system at the very beginning of the game? Is it like you can get hit once?
no, it was more like the health potion would be like an item that you can use once. Like once every time you buy it.
You have 1 item slot, and then you can upgrade and get on the second item slot. Gotcha. Okay. And then there's a kind of a Chrono Trigger-ish combination of elements we made where we actually like eventually like you can. This is later in the game, the end game, last few worlds. You can mix elements, and to spend tempo coins, you can get these awesome attacks. These will be like the really big attacks you can use on the bosses and whatever you want to do. That's like far probably. I'm guessing this is probably far in the process, but that is gonna end up being and every 2 worlds you beat opens up an item shop. I remember us talking about that. Should say it on here. So yeah, we should get together and have a game design session just to go over everything we did the last 6 months.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I'm saying that because I'm starting to forget some things, so we gotta start refreshing myself, even in all of us. And so there's battle items here, which is part of level 1. Okay, yeah. So level 1 doesn't just have the recovery and upgrade and extras; it also has battle items, which has attributes, which certain enemies are weak against, some bosses are weak against, whatever. We have a whole sheet of that. Enemies and stuff, enemy details. This took us a while with if you go to each one of these enemies, that's like a comment to each one.
Like explaining like what the ability would do or like who the enemy is.
Right.
That's nice.
Thank you. Jurassic. Oh, here. Okay, I guess Jurassic is right here. Since we're talking about making it first, kind of from Warlock F, because there's like a type of Warlock, a type of elemental in each world. But in Jurassic, they're Warlock F, so fire element, and weakness would be ice. So however the player wants to play the game. You know what? I'm gonna bring up my game I'm making. It's a classic Super Nintendo Star RPG where you actually can buy your own elements, your own books from the very beginning of the game. It's kind of the same thing where you can go your own route with whatever you want to buy as far as elements go and magic and stuff. So it's kind of cool that way that the player gets that choice and then gets to choose wherever world they want to go. Yeah. So I guess that's all I wanted to show so far. But if you guys want to talk about anything, or Slayer, if you want, or should we? Maybe we should talk about Jurassic a little more, right? If we all want to start talking about the side.
So since you are in charge of Jurassic, I say like just filter it so it shows the Jurassic enemies, and then we can talk about the bosses as well.
Sure. Well, I mean, it's right. Yeah, it's right here.
Not just that it will be easier to like see because because like it's kind of low when you zoom if you like zoom in or something.
Sure.
You could just click clear and just select Jurassic.
Yeah.
Speaking of enemies and bosses, another idea that I had, what if you had a unique boss or enemy that drops a unique item on each level, but it won't start appearing until like your third or fourth time on that level?
That's interesting.
We did have that idea like for the unique item like in the game system there is a thing called the time crystals. Which
Right.
Oh, you're talking about time. I think she's talking about like create like a. We go back to a level like a few more times, then like some enemy will hold like some kind of like. It's not like Are you talking about like a key item, or are you talking about like a really good item, or?
No, not a key item, like maybe like a special sword or
Yeah.
like just like a fun named boss that
That's what
only
I figured
appears
you
on
were
that
talking
level
about.
you could kill.
Okay, cool. No, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Like, I kind of figured that's what you're talking about because that would be a good idea. Because sometimes, what if you don't want to buy something from the item shop that's level 3 or 4? What if there's a way you can get something where we reward the player through work like that or something? Yeah, I like that.
Right. It would introduce some more replayability, but also like a farming aspect that some games have, which can increase that playability.
Sure, and we're not dealing with experience and stuff, so it's like that's a way that is one way we could add like an element of that. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we have some Frost and Meg. I always forget when we think of Jurassic that after you beat once you get the time crystal, it turns into a big ice world. So that's why when you see Frost dinos, you're like, what the heck is a Frost dino doing in Jurassic? Well, I just remember myself that yes, everything will turn into ice. So it's kind of like a fire ice world. Yeah, but mainly fire, I guess, because you got to work your way to the boss. So I guess then it turns into ice. But that's kind of that's not kind of it's in the story. That's kind of why it came from the story. And there's big enemies like a T-Rex, and well,
So
uh,
what's that? Pachycephalosaurus.
what was the name we had it? And then I'm like, no, I'm gonna put the real name in there.
It's Patchy!
Oh,
Yeah.
I called it the Patchy Dino because that name was so long. I knew people would not be able to pronounce it.
I thought it was funny to leave it in there.
Yeah, because I was looking at that and I was like, is that a T-Rex in a helicopter shooting at you? Like,
Oh god.
If you want it to be.
That'd be kind of wild.
So, the Calamity Golem is the boss. All right, yeah, I guess we'll just do the
Okay. Oh, so that's just it's like a mini boss then. Those.
I don't have my freaking mouse. It's so I can't. Anyway.
Usually I just press like control alt delete and then hit cancel and it shows back up.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna deal with this right now.
I'm talking about your mouse to bring it back.
Yeah. So the T-Rex is an enemy. It's just a big one. but it's a mini boss, right? Oh, it's mini boss. No, wait. I'm confusing
The mini
myself
boss-
now.
The mini boss for the Jurassic is the cave golem. I mean the
Cave troll. So the T-Rex and the Pachya blah 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 are just big enemies.
Right.
Oh, okay. Question for you guys: is this game, so it's 2.5D, if I remember right? Are the enemies going to be coming at you left and right, and also forward and back?
From all 2D directions.
All
Yes.
two directions. Okay.
Like a good example would be the bat, just coming at you all around you.
Okay. So nothing's gonna like come like in the foreground of the level. Nothing's gonna come at you.
Oh, not okay, not typically, but there are going to be circumstances where like you're going to be defeating like an entire building. So
I say that's a good idea. We could probably make some of the enemies have those type of features.
yeah, I do like the idea of having those features. Kind of like if you think about Yoshi's Island, the last boss, Baby Bowser. He's in the background, but throws big things at you.
Oh, speaking of which, that's one of the bosses actually. Evron, if I'm
Baby
correct.
Bowser? Oh,
No, I'm talking about Evron, not Baby
I'm just
Bowser.
kidding. Yeah, I know.
Basically, it's a boss that is in the background, but you have to destroy everything around him because, like, you have to destroy the level itself because he's basically the level.
Evron. Yeah, let's go to Evron. Right here, Evron, the Living Terror.
So he's essentially a sentient building.
And the weak point. The weak point is, while avoiding all of Evron's attacks and walls of destruction, the player must attack the real body to deal actual damage.
Right.
Explain, Zeke. Picking on you.
The idea of Monster House, if anybody remembers that.
That was a scary movie, but I mean, yeah, I can see how that's kind of
Yeah.
along the same premise.
The idea was that the Time Wizard of the modern era, who was building Evron to be his guardian, got into the point where someone, well, basically the main villain showed up and interrupted the creation process, creating Evron to go into a crazed state of trying to consume and destroy everything around him.
While spewing bile everywhere.
Yeah. And so his body initially started to fuse with the building itself, creating the living terror as he still tries to consume everything from the outside as well. And as you go inside to try to fight him, you have to first climb up the tower to get all the way to the top where his body is laid there while his mutant body is there looking at you at the background while he's controlling all the walls and everything just to destroy you. He also has the ability to predict your movements, which we're still trying to figure out how to make the system for that part, but it's because of the time gem that he has.
Grace, you wanted to work on medieval, right? Remember when you said that? You know what that means, right? You're gonna have to deal with the dragon boss. This one thinks he's the shit. Did I really put that there?
Yes, you did.
You're explaining it to me, and these are just my notes I put.
Yeah, I was actually going to update you regarding from my meeting yesterday and
it's all
what
good.
I would do going forward.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so it turns out that based off of the developer meeting and a lot of stuff going on there in that instance, a lot of my work is going to be like hour based, and it's like very like time based work and having to log hours and having to use a lot of time management in that front. So I think I'm going to take your suggestion and probably move on to UI UX prototyping,
Sure, yeah. I mean,
because I
if
am
that
pretty
makes
good
it-
with that.
Yeah, if that works for you, that's awesome.
Yeah. Obviously, there's a lot of. I haven't had my official assignments yet, so I will definitely be keeping in touch regarding what is going on in that front because it's a huge, like, professional type of setting with just a bunch of different people.
Hmm. Understandable. Yeah. Yeah. We should make a meeting next week when we all are a little more free, or when within the next 2 weeks, or whenever we can have a game design meeting, and which is U2 UI UX meeting, and whatever
Mm-hmm.
whatever works for you, we'll just figure out.
Yeah, because I'd say I'm pretty confident when it comes to just creating widgets and canvases and even making like prototype death or not
Sure.
death hurt mechanics because I think I have an idea. I could if you guys do set up code to where the player can take damage or has like an any damage format onto it, I can definitely show skills related to just making the screen edges flash for a second.
Yeah, and maybe do health bars and
Yeah, like I could set up a progress bar, which would definitely be a prototype thing. It's just art stuff would have to be overlaid on top of that
oh, for
in
sure.
order to
Yeah.
make it look good. But yeah,
Yeah, we definitely should get a meeting and talk about like actual like I don't instead of just spewing out things right now. You're absolutely right. We should do that, and I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you. Yeah. That sounds good.
yeah.
Any meet? Well,
But yeah,
should
I'm
we
free
figure?
within the next couple
Um.
weeks. Yeah.
All right. So I have to definitely not tomorrow. Let's just say what maybe after our normal meeting or next week or even before on a Wednesday, maybe next week.
Sure, I'll let you know. I think
Yeah, I'm
either
saying that
before or
just 'cause
after
I'm
should work for me.
okay. Only reason I'm saying that first is because I know sometimes it's easier just to put it like with the normal meeting, kind of thing on the same day.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So I don't know if that works with everyone, but we should have like some kind of maybe 4 p.m. meeting a few hours before the main meeting, if you guys want.
Makes
Hmm.
sense. I'll be
Or
available during the time. If I'm not available, just try message me. I mean, not if I'm not available, but if I didn't show up, just message me and I'll just head in right away.
yeah, 5 or 6 p.m. Yeah, whatever. Maybe I'll just I'll post a message or something at the game designers or something. And maybe I'll say react to what time works for you, and then we can set it up or something.
Okay,
Or just say next Wednesday we'll meet at sometime around 5 or 6 p.m.
sounds good.
All right. Well, cool. We'll talk about that
Hmm.
kind of stuff in detail then. Yeah. Uh, apologize for not being extreme. I'm getting better at being organized. I swear, I'm working on it. with communicating and meetings and stuff I'm talking about. That's all. Um, so anything we should go to next, or
Uh, do anybody got any questions about any of the other enemies before we just head out?
we do have a lot more like other documents we could. So if anyone has questions, we do have other like ones we could show.
I I have a lot of questions, but I'm new here, so
Right
I don't
on. Yeah.
know. So what kind
Yeah,
of
and
systems are you are already implemented in the game
No,
for like
none.
no? Okay.
There we created an
well,
elemental system in the game, and
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. There's that. Yeah. Or that. I meant it like nothing's programmed yet, but yeah, there's that.
Okay.
yeah,
yeah.
we was also
I mean,
working on trying to like create. If I'm not mistaken, we was trying to create. We also created like a teleport system, but we're trying to create more like other aspects in the game.
Okay. And so you guys need a damage system, and then so the elemental system. Do you want that to work on its own, or do you want it to work like congruently with the damage system, based on like the
We
armor you're
want
wearing and the weapon that you're doing damage with to the enemies? Like, how do you want that to work?
we want to work with the demo system because we want there are some elements that will be like resistant for like enemies and like the player. if
So there are
they,
some RPG elements, yeah.
yeah, just not like a level up system.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, seems like the level up system would be the item shops.
There are upgrades, yeah, kind of like a Mega Man-ish kind of. I don't want to keep bringing that up, but it's a good comparison. You know, just keep as you go, kind of upgrading.
Okay, so every 2 worlds we get a new item level, and
Yep.
or item shop level, and there's 5 total levels, if I'm not mistaken.
7. Can you show the level, uh, the worlds we talk about?
Yep. Way ahead of you, buddy. Or this time. This one?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a good breakdown of like all the levels that we were planning and like some other add-on aspects that we was planning for the game as well.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, like earlier I was talking about vines that there's like spike vines, but right here it says vines to swing across. I actually haven't put that in level yet, but yeah, so I should definitely reread this as well and incorporate it into the level design and make sure the player has as much fun as possible.
Okay, cool. So, so for this Jurassic World, what's the time frame on like getting it completed?
Well, it was a bad example this last few weeks, but I will say that like the blockout, probably give it a few months before the entire. That would be like 7 to 8 meetings or 7 to 8 weeks. That would probably have all 4 completely done by then, which means, well, that's the rate it's going right now. So, I mean, I'll try to work harder on it. Yeah, we need more. We need enough. Well, that's the rate it's going now. Actually, it can go. It can go quicker. I might be able to get 2 worlds done by then, but that's about the rate. 1 to 2 worlds within a few months. So it's everyone's kind of doing this part time. So that's kind of the rate it's going.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. Sounds pretty big.
I was trying my best to be as accurate as possible.
Oh, you're good. You're good. And then how many levels do you want the game to have before release?
7 times 4, 28. Well, that's before the last world. So 28 normal levels, and then the last world's gonna have like 4 final levels, so 32. 8 times 4, so 32 levels. Sorry, I didn't mean to be confusing.
Okay, no worries. Just jot it down.
But 7 the player can choose from in order, whatever order he or she wants.
Sweet, sounds good. System, teleport system, tier systems.
And so, Cosmo, you done with your updates?
Yes.
All right, then I'll start sharing mine.
Heck
So far, what you say?
I just said I forgot to stop streaming.
Okay. So far for my space level, there's still more stuff I'm playing for, right? But I have been like busy trying to like, I've been searching for a job and stuff. But this is the main stuff that we have for like just building off of the level at the moment. Like some of the mechanics that we have is a shooting mechanic, which is supposed to shoot directly at where this symbol is. And I thought we
didn't
Oh, yeah, I'm using-
fix the we didn't
No, we
fix
did
the
fix
arrow
it. I think
direction yet. We fixed the element selection system, which that will be what I can go over.
Yeah, if you can notice, like it's shooting out a different type of ball. Well, well, I don't want to say that.
He spawned it. Yeah, I see.
Yeah. So like whichever element we didn't directly pick which colors are supposed to be which, but like I set them for like fire as red and dark for like black and holy for white, and I just kept it like that for a bit because just to make sure everything was going correctly.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically, we set that up as for like C and V to be like switching out to different elements, and when you press F and you touch this, it teleports you back and forward depending how many times you touch it. And for the rest of this level, I've just been building it out, trying to get the feel of what I'm going to do for the rest of it. Because right now I haven't done anything that big yet. I'm planning to put something under here, but I'm trying to also imagine what this world's going to be like since it's supposed to be the space. It's supposed to be the first level of the space world called the
Right.
Space Depot.
Nice. Yeah, get a good feel
And
for it, and yeah, nice.
Okay.
yeah, I'm just going to fall endlessly for a bit.
That's cool.
It just disappears. Bye.
Yeah, that's that fog right there. It's good stuff.
Thanks. And oh my gosh, I know I fixed this.
What's with all the blueprint errors, Zeke?
Hey,
That's-
I don't know. Let me check.
Dun dun dun.
Oh,
Um,
it says there was.
Hold on.
text,
I thought
so-
you removed this. Oh, that's right. This is my old version.
oh, you didn't grab all of the changes I made, which is why your character still looks like he's okay. That makes more sense now.
Yes, it does. I hope that nothing that I added changed anything in the main branch, though.
It shouldn't, as long as you didn't mess with
I
what was
recently
already.
commit with this. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
Please tell me you recorded what we did before. I don't want to refix it.
I did not record it, but I know what we did before.
Yeah.
So-
Sorry about that, Blair.
And I actually still have that version on my computer, so I can showcase all of that after we get all the other updates. So no worries.
Okay, then. That's good.
Thanks for sharing,
Also-
Zeke. That's cool.
Thanks. Also, I just been working on some other stuff. Like, if you checked it, for those who haven't checked in, like, the writing chat room, I've been writing, like, some of the backstory for some of the characters. Mainly, I've been
Yeah, that's nice.
focused on the space world since I'm working on the space level right now. I written the backstory for, like, do you just want me to share my screen on it, or?
Yeah, sure.
If you like, sure.
Okay. Like, I have like the entire backstory for like the elves, which are basically there are alien versions of elves that are called killer elves, but their whole backstory is full of twists and turns that I put together of why they your enemies and stuff. And then there's the backstory of the twin bosses, Mila, the Calm Nova, and his sister Zoral, the Foreboding Storm. Basically, they betrayed the entire race and destroyed them while creating an intergalactic empire that is on the verge of destroying and taking over all forms of life while they tried to control all magic. But thanks to the Time Wizard of that era, their plot has been put on hold because they was trying to get the time gem that was in that era, which they succeeded in. But the time wizard forced them into a spell that is forcing them to stay in that exact timeline. They can never escape it unless they kill the time wizard who put that curse on them, or if they get like a new time wizard to forcefully remove the curse on them.
Nice. You know how in horror games you go in there and you read documents, it's kind of like rewarding the player. In our game, do you want to like maybe some deep story type, like really? A lot of this stuff is so awesome that I could see it like maybe being even some deep lore type stuff that we can give the reward the player for something or whatever.
That would
Yeah,
be cool.
yeah, I think that would be a good idea. We can have like
You're
some
ready?
lore,
Yeah.
like items that are like lore type items.
Yeah. I know some
Mhm.
people live for that kind of stuff. My
It's like
boyfriend
in
does.
yeah, it's like in how in Power World that you could just pick up the like diary entries and stuff of just some of
Yeah.
the main characters and even the castaway. So
Yeah, and if anybody else wants to read out the rest, they are in the chat, the writing chat section.
also off topic, but it says this whole time you've been streaming Zenless Zone Zero.
Hey, I'm not playing that, okay? Yeah,
I don't know why it said you were streaming that.
I don't know either because I'm not streaming. I'm
Weird.
playing it, but not streaming. Well, my profile is hooked up to my PlayStation, and I was enjoying a story mode that the game was having.
It's really nice. A lot of times at Full Sail, the assignment will be, whatever game you're playing right now, then you get to talk about whatever you're learning and stuff. So that's kind of what happened this last week with Resident Evil 4 Remake. We're talking about states. Well, I'm in a scripting class, so Leon states, like, yeah, and exiting states and stuff. Really fun stuff. It really is.
Basically,
I mean,
just scripting and animation, just knowing when to execute a certain action and how it pertains to different mechanics in the game. So
yeah. No, it's fun that I like that Full Sail is really, it lets you pick any kind of game as long as you're talking about the subject matter. It's a really fun.
yeah.
Marley, Teo, do either of you have any updates since earlier in the week?
I finished the that branch club I was doing. I got it sculpted and UV'd and exported. I'm just gonna wait to do more models before I start texturing. I just barely started the sword for the medieval period.
Ooh, okay,
Yep.
nice. What about you, Teo? Any updates for us?
I think you just put it in the chat
Okay, hold on.
somewhere.
Um,
No updates.
no.
I thought I saw a notification saying he was saying something. I just didn't catch where.
It's in the Fun Zone collaborative game suggestions.
Oh.
Ah. All right, makes sense. It's an odd place for that, but
Are you
all right. Yeah. Okay, that was kind of weird why it did that, but all right. Interesting. Peter, do you have any updates on your work in progress for the practice stuff that Hallie is creating for you to work on? Some of them studio related and others. Okay. That's good to hear. Makes sense.
Cool.
That I don't have a specific answer for. That would be more of a Hallie or Dragon question, because they're the ones working on that particular side of the models. But I will ask one or both of them later and see how progress is going on that. No worries. And I also wanted to share a little bit about what I had done after last meeting with Zeke and Dragon. So, in the actually, let me just open that back up. So, in the main character, Zeke and I figured out how to kind of simplify and reorganize the element switch system that he had started to implement. It still kind of looks like a mess, but it's
not really.
it's a work in progress at any rate. So there's
It looks better than you think it does.
the switching the element forward, and then the switching the element backward. The way it was before was a little more complicated than what it is now, but basically we just had these print strings in there for making sure everything was working correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the Elemental Blast blueprints, we just kind of renamed a couple of things and organized what was already there a little bit more.
Joe, you had a question earlier. Did that get
The time is
answered
7
by
o'clock p.m.
what was that?
What
Oh, I mean, sorry. Someone's clock. This wasn't mine. I don't think I have something that does that. Anyway, about like you were asking about being on the project, you gotta wait for Dragon, right? So you were wondering if there's anything you could work on in the meantime. So, but you already asked questions like about our damage system and attributes. So I really don't know how to answer your question. Zeke, do you have anything that he could like work on before getting into the project itself? Like maybe like make.
Could you? Do you have like
well, you don't have the character, but could you try making like the? Can you try making the animations with that the character might use in Unreal? So you have like
Animation.
animations already. Like,
I can't
oh,
do.
oh, oh, I thought you was talking to Peter about that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can you get
Oh,
started with?
sorry. I'm talking about the programming end. Like,
Can you get started with the health system?
Health system. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that, man.
no, I guess maybe I said it wrong. It's all good.
I will start on the damage system and health system because they're kind of linked. So,
right. Yeah.
oh, and then what can the character do? Um, like
Right now,
I understand that
the
the character
uh,
can attack. Does the character block?
A melee attack, a block, and can shoot a little ball of magic out of the staff.
Oh yeah, we need a mana system too, because that determines how many times the player can shoot before it regenerates itself.
Okay, sounds good. And then
And
can the player parry?
Well,
yeah,
we should be able to have that happen to make it more
yeah.
fun for the player. That'd be like a timing thing.
Also, as you can see from what Slayer's showing, the player when the player shoots it, this is supposed to be the advanced shot. Like there's two forms he can shoot. There's the quick shot, which was supposed to act like this, but like one at a time. But
On the 3DS, there's a good Metroid game. That's a Metroid 2 remake called Samus Returns, and there's these little bat creatures that remind me of our bats. But in that game, they kind of do this little charge thing at Samus, and then she actually does parry like at the right time.
yeah,
I'm just comparing the mechanic because it's a really fun thing to have.
I understand. What I was about to say, oh, that like for the advanced shot, it's supposed to aim directly where that white square that Slayer, yeah, the moving white square.
Yeah, where the mouse is.
Yeah,
yeah.
Gotcha.
yeah, a symbol for it, but for some reason, it did not transfer over.
And what we fixed was getting the colors to match with the element that was there.
Okay. Sounds good. I was kind of curious. So how come you have two of the trigger systems?
Um,
Like in the main character blueprint, I saw the trigger for going forward and backwards on the.
So
Yeah, for this one and the one below it.
yeah, I'm not sure exactly why Zeke did it that way. Um,
And
he
it was
could
more like
probably explain
Sorry.
more about that.
when I set it up, I'm not used. I'm not that good when it comes to setting up like input actions.
Oh,
So
okay.
I attached it to one input action and the other one to the other one. I'm not really sure how I would have been able to like make it go left and right to make it, basically it's like V and C.
Okay. Do
In
you
a
guys
sense.
want to try something real quick? See if it works.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Slayer, if you can go to the input action for this one, triggering the elemental switch.
For
It should be under the SST.
okay, 1 second. SST
Inputs.
But
input.
then IMC.
Open.
IMC.
What about having an array of elements?
That's what the select is. And then if you can do a little arrow on the mapping,
Oh, gotcha.
the other one, right below it. to the left.
Click the arrow on the left.
Yeah, the little arrow. Yeah, yeah, that one. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, now let's open up the IA elemental switch F with the little arrow on the left. Yeah. All right, now add another button with the little plus sign that's next to, yeah, right there. And then click the keyboard and then press V.
The keyboard symbol. I mean the symbol. Keyboard symbol.
Yeah, the keyboard symbol next to that. Yeah, and then press V. Yep, that's how you quickly. And then you go to modifiers underneath the. Yep, and if you add an element, you should be. And then open up the none. There should be a negate. Click on negate. Should be the third one. Yeah.
There it is.
All right. Now, if you save that, you should be able to swap both ways without having two different action inputs now.
Okay. So do we have to still attach like the reverse one on there?
Nice.
Or-
Let's remove the. Yeah, let's no, don't remove it yet. Just it's okay. You can just disconnect the cord or the line in the blueprint. But yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens.
Okay. Give me a sec. Okay. And so if we do that.
Is it scrolling?
I don't think he clicked the screen.
Oh, there we go.
Is the V not going backwards yet?
It's not going all the
Oh.
way. Okay, weird.
Okay, because if you're just doing a simple add, you should just be able to press the V to go backwards. But
Yeah, when I press the V to go backwards, it goes like way farther than just what it did before.
okay. So it's like triggering more than once.
Yeah.
Okay, but is it still going backwards though?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, just let this work. All right, let's go. Let's go back to the blueprint, the main character one. Now we should just be able to do pressed instead of triggered. If you on the enhance input action, if you drop that little arrow down to your right on the
On the
record.
event node.
Yeah, on the event node, enhance input action, IA elemental switch F. Yeah, you click triggered should be it. Okay. Well, we could do once node and then reset it when it gets to the end. But if you guys like the other way, that's okay. But the triggered should just go once. I don't know why it's hitting it multiple times. But
Should we just set it to tap? Like add another modifier to the IMC?
ooh,
Um.
I think that would work, but also I think a do once node would do good too.
A do once is a good way to do that. Matter of
Yeah, if you
fact.
if you throw the do once in the front with the triggered,
Yeah. So let me do a. Okay. Delete that. For just a second. Okay.
And then at the end of that, add a custom event called reset. At the end of the whole thing. Yep, right there. Just drag off, and then drag off that exit. Yep, and then type in a custom event for T-Dot. Period. Custom.
Hold on.
Add type custom event. That's not pulling it up. Click off that. And then right click on the screen. And then T-Dot. Yeah, there you go. Add custom event.
There we go.
And then do reset elemental or reset trigger. Whatever you want. And then plug that into the reset pin of the do once. And then go off to the end of the other one, at the end of this, all the way over there. Yeah, go over there, and then right click and call in the reset trigger you just made.
Right click.
This one you might have to type it out.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the one. And now drag all those exec pins into that one. And it should be good.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Now let me see if this works.
Stuff goes crazy on that gate. Okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Well, I guess. Why is that? It's so strange. I don't know why it's doing that. That's all you should need to do.
I'll see about how to fix that later without having to use the.
See you later, Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there anything else anyone has?
I don't think so.
Nothing on my end, no.
No?
Cool. And then you all want to meet up on Wednesday before meeting? Cool, cool.
Yeah.
What time is that going to be?
We'll have our normal meeting, and then if you want to meet up with us, it'll be a few hours before it. Like about 5, we'll say, 5 p.m. Central.
Central? Oh, okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I would like to see what these coding meets are like. Be kind of fun.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, sounds good.
We definitely try our best with the team meetings to get everyone situated and in there, and you know, at least everybody that needs to be. So.
Mhm.
Anyway, if that is everything, I think I am going to stop the recording, and then I can see what I can do about everything in Unreal a little bit later.